Now hang on a second here, that's the music of Sultanov. Here he comes. Sultanov no longer on the active roster here at Pro Wrestling Austria. Had to end his career at Chapter 8, critical damage back in September due to continued problems with concussions. That is last fight at Chapter 8 against David Oliwa. Sultanov not scheduled to come out here. What's this?
That's mein Ring! Es tut mir leid, wer mich nicht kennt, mein Name ist Sultanov. Seit meiner Verletzung am Kopf kann ich nicht mehr wresteln. Das ist ein Problem. Denn manchmal bin ich etwas langsam im Kopf. Aber ihr Bauern versteht das ja alle, ihr kennt das Problem, oder? Das spielt aber keine Rolle. Ich habe eine andere Berufung gefunden. Ich bin jetzt der Herold der Zerstörung, der Botschafter des Untergangs, der Messenger der Wut. Und ich habe jemanden gefunden, ein ganz junges Talent, das es würdig ist, von mir supportet zu werden. Jemand, der mit meiner Hilfe ganz groß hinaufkommen wird. Er wird alle besiegen und der neue Champion werden. Und sein Name ist Rage!
Well, it sounds like Sultanov has taken Rage under his wing. Pretty ominous words there from Sultanov as well, calling himself the Herald of Destruction, the Ambassador of Doom, the Messenger of Rage, and now apparently the Manager of Rage. Rage, whose nickname is the Sniper. Current Austrian national champion with our friends over in CWE. He's competed outside of Austria as well, in Germany and Italy. We've seen him here before in Pro Wrestling Austria, but yet to see him pick up a win. He was part of the Battle Zone Rumble last year. He was in a four-way match at our Summer Open Air event in June. And now with Sultanov backing him up, Rage might be a different prospect altogether.
Spendet ihm für mich einen großen Applaus! Rage!
He undoubtedly looks intimidating in that mask, that muzzle.
Und hier kommt sein Gegner. Dieser junge Mann kommt aus Hamburg. Er wiegt 117 Kilogramm. Er ist der zweite Teil des Tag-Teams Youngblood, Oskar Leube!
Oskar Leube, the other half of Youngblood. We saw his tag team partner Yuto Nakashima falling victim to Ricky Sky and Diatima earlier on. Oskar, therefore, I'm sure, even more motivated to pick up the win in his singles match, but real spanner in the works here, the fact that Rage is now under the tutelage of Sultanov. The size of Oskar, standing over 2 meters tall. Oskar from Hamburg, but was the first German ever to graduate from the New Japan Pro Wrestling Dojo, along with his Japanese partner Nakashima, on excursion to Europe. We mentioned it earlier, Youngblood, the winners of the WXW World Tag Team Festival. Currently the reigning World Tag Team Champions over there, but Oskar in singles action here. And Oskar much more popular apparently with these fans than Rage. Collar and elbow tie-up. Two very powerful competitors in action here. Oskar made his pro wrestling debut back in 2019, been in New Japan since 2022. When he came back from Japan on excursion, a very different wrestler to the one that left. As Rage has a handful of hair there, it looked like. The referee wanted a clean break and got a little bit of afters with that overhand chop. That just seems to have annoyed Oskar. It's something you don't want to do. Rage now though with the side headlock. Looking for a new chapter in his career with Sultanov now in his corner. Oskar daring Rage to go to the ropes again and again. Rage changing tack here and kick to the midsection. Oskar just will not be moved. What a monster of an athlete Oskar is. Slap across the chest there from Oskar. Sultanov doesn't like what he's seeing there. Oskar, an absolute force of nature, still very early in his career. Gonna go for the pin here. It's a 1 count. Didn't hook the leg, didn't Oskar? Oskar though with a smile on his face. Enjoys nothing more than a hard-hitting wrestling match like this. To lift him there maybe for a powerbomb or a pile driver. Rage was able to just escape to the outside. Sense the danger quite correctly. Oskar going to follow Rage to the outside, I think, where Rage is going to regroup with Sultanov. Oskar trying to take a swing there at Rage, eventually catching him with those big clubbing shots across the back. Oskar wanting Sultanov to stay out of his business here. Rage though grabbing Oskar and sending him back first into the steel ring post. Rage does seem to have a bit more swagger in his step, the confidence that comes with having Sultanov. Sultanov, I'm sure, will teach Rage a lot, some of it within the rules, some not. And that's one thing he seems to have learned. He's smart there to roll into the ring and back outside to reset the referee's count for again sending Oskar into the steel. Sultanov playing cheerleader on the outside as Rage celebrates himself. The way Rage is pacing around inside the ring, he's not going after Oskar. I think he thinks he can get the count-out win here. The referee was up to a count of 6. Oskar rolling back in. Rage quickly grabbing him again. Oskar refusing to be lifted. Oskar with that front face lock, trying to just lift Rage off the ground, trying to use that height advantage for extra leverage. These double axe handles though from Rage certainly being felt by Oskar. Rage now pushing his knee into the chest, and that meant all the force of the tension from that middle rope was across the middle of the back of Oskar. Rage focusing very much on the back and the ribs and the abdomen in general. That middle part of the torso, clearly the focal point here for Rage. Maybe that is a deliberate strategy that he discussed with Sultanov. This will do even more damage. Gonna stretch out that back. Rage, with that butcher's hook grip underneath the chin of Oskar. And all of his body weight down on the back. Incredibly difficult to escape from that position. Oskar realizing that maybe the best way, certainly the most energy efficient way, was to get to that bottom rope, which he did. Elbows and chops here from Oskar. Rage quickly though cutting him off. There is, I think, a new viciousness here to Rage. I don't know how long this alliance with Sultanov has been going on, how long Sultanov's been training him. Seems to have boosted his game by a few notches here as he goes for the cover and gets a 2 count. Rage now getting his head under the arm, looking to lift Oskar. Oskar so very difficult to manipulate, to maneuver if he doesn't want to be moved. Trying to lift him up for a choke bomb there, but Rage gets the shot to the back and drops him with a side suplex. Rage grabbing that near leg, and with the other leg, Oskar kicking out. Rage living up to his name at the moment, just slapping the canvas in frustration. Oskar refusing to stay down. Oskar looking to make sure that his tag team Youngblood don't go 0-2 tonight. Once more trying to hook in a submission. Camel clutch. Very similar to the position he was in before, with those hands beneath the chin. Body weight down on the lower back. No advantage to being 2 meters tall if you're down on the canvas. That's the logic here. Sultanov, you can see, was just pulling that bottom rope away from Oskar. Only a few centimeters, there's not much give there, but a little bit of space could be the difference. Oskar no longer trying to grab for that bottom rope. He's going to, I think, try and power out of this. That is remarkable strength to get back to your feet and to back into the corner. Rage relinquishing the hold off of the impact there. And speaking of impact, what an elbow from Oskar. And another one. Oskar went for a clothesline. Now he'll try for the body slam. He'll get it as well. Despite the damage to the lower back, Oskar had enough strength left to lift up Rage and to drop him with the slam. Chop from Rage. Oskar happy to reciprocate. And these two knocking lumps out of each other right in the middle of the ring here. They're just taking it in turns, or are they? Oskar now maybe getting a couple in a row. Rage comes back with a kick. That kick from Oskar could have ended Rage's night. Rage may be out of it here. Oscar's going to look for the choke bomb again. He'll get it as well. Oskar with a hook of the leg. Rage just kind of doing a sit-up to get out of that pin. Oskar though needs to get back on top of Rage while he still has the advantage here. Oskar firing himself up. You saw him headbutting the canvas there. Lives off the adrenaline, lives off the pain. Lives off being in the heat of battle, does Oskar. He's got enough strength in that lower back to get the power bomb. He's got him up. Tried to lift him up further, and Rage was able to jump over his head. It's an exploder suplex. Rage will climb on top of Oskar. He might have done enough here, you know. He might have done enough. Oskar proving that he hadn't, but it was a close run thing. Rage trying again, same result. It's a case of maybe diminishing returns here now for Rage. Every one of those kickouts looking slightly more persuasive than the last, as Oskar had a little bit longer to recuperate, but Rage putting paid to that now as he continues to just put the boot into the chest of Oskar. Look at Sultanov. Sultanov's got a hold of Oskar. They show him the rage. Sultanov's got to let go of Oskar. Hey, referee's going to call for the bell. You can't do that. It's a 2-on-1 assault, basically. Well, the bell is wrong. Rage needs to let go of Oskar. Oscar's going to win this by DQ, I think. Look at Nakashima. Nakashima's seen enough. Yuto Nakashima, who no doubt is in a foul mood after what happened to him earlier, isn't going to see his tag team partner getting assaulted. Sultanov's seeing his new protege in trouble here. Nakashima has him up and drops him on the back of his neck. Nakashima coming to the rescue of Oskar. Youngblood reunited here in the middle of the Pro Wrestling Austria ring. And Rage might be about to pay a price for his behavior. Suplex, that powerbomb neck breaker. Youngblood decimating Rage.
Sieger dieses Matches durch Disqualifikation, Oskar Leube.
Yeah, confirmation that Oscar's going to win this by disqualification. Not a satisfactory way to win a match, but referee really didn't have any option when Sultanov and Rage started that attack in the corner. Sultanov would not let go of Oskar. And the result, the match was thrown out by the official.
Und einen großen Applaus für das Tag Team Youngblood!
So Youngblood having a mixed evening here in Austria as we continue with more from Chapter 9, Under Pressure.